Alright, hello citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here once again, and this is going to be another movie review. So, the year might be winding down in a matter of hours, but I figured I would eke out one last Christmas related review because it is technically still December, and so I figured I would give you guys at least one more Christmas related movie review, even though the holiday is long since gone. Yeah, so it's time to present you all with one last Christmas movie and one last Christmas story. But this is not just any Christmas story. This is a Christmas story. I'm talking about A Christmas Story, a favorite holiday classic, not just in my household, but in a lot of people's households as well. So of course, as always, I'm not not professional movie reviewer, analyst, or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time, and I definitely had a really good time watching this movie. I think it had been a while since I had seen this movie in its entirety. Yeah, but does it hold up now that I've seen it in its entirety? Let's find out how it's. And of course, if you've seen these reviews of mine before, you kind of know this works. If you haven't, I'm gonna be talking about what I like and dislike about the movie. Yeah, sorry about that. As well as giving a kind of brief plot summary, but on a kind of unrelated note, and it's probably not even gonna factor into the score when I talk about the movie, which I should, maybe I'll consider that for 2025, giving like movies some scores like A, B, C, D, stuff like that, and I might consider that. And it goes a little more into professional territory, and that's not really my forte, but maybe I'll consider it. If you guys really want to see that scale for grading movies, let me know. But uh, uh, yeah, but on a totally unrelated note, I didn't realize how short this movie was. It's only about an hour and a half about hour and 34 minutes. It seemed like it was so much longer when I was younger, probably because I was a impatient kid, and the perception of time wasn't really was kind of off, me being a kid and everything. But this movie felt longer when I was younger. But without further ado, let's get right into it, into the plot summary. Now, the way it's laid out on the wiki here is especially kind of weird. So it has like the main part of the story like condensed, but then it also has these side stories going on here, like here, and the thing is, like a lot of these happen interspliced within the movie, and it's not really a bad thing, but it does kind of feel like several stories were wrapped up into one on kind of just Christmas time and everything, but the way it's laid out here it goes into kind of some little side stories as well. And those are laid out separately here. Or so we'll go through the main plot, and then I guess we'll go through the side plots as well. Some of these are kind of in the realm of like the main plot, but we'll talk obviously more about that as we make our way through the review. But in the meantime, let's go through the main story here. So, we see ourselves in Indiana in December of 1940. So, right before, or literally like almost a full calendar year before America at least gets involved in World War II. By this point, World War II was pretty much about a year in or so, but America doesn't get involved until 1941 with the Pearl Harbor incident and everything. Nevertheless, so we are in Indiana, and we meet young Ralphie. He 9-year-old Ralphie. Now, we have the Ralphie character on screen, but then we have the older Ralphie narrating what's going on, and his feelings and everything through the movie as well. So it has the narration on top of the main part of the movie. Yeah, but Ralphie really wants one thing in particular for Christmas, that being a Red Ryder carbine action 200 shot range model air rifle. He really wants it. It's based off one of his favorite radio shows, because obviously they don't really have the TV yet. He's continuously denied this gift by his mother, claiming that he'll shoot his eye out. So Ralphie, he is undeterred. He wants that air rifle for Christmas, as he really wants it. But that's a constant theme. Him and his quest to get the air rifle, among other things. But he even gets a prompt in school about what he wants for Christmas, and he writes about how the gun and he thinks he's gonna do really well on it, and think that it'll be a good enough prompt to where his teacher will talk to his mom about getting him the air rifle. Yeah, sorry, that's probably not gonna work. I don't think I ever gotten a prompt like that when I was in school. If I did, it was like when I was very much younger. But sure enough, he writes about it, and unfortunately, he gets back a C plus. Now, it does say here poor grade, like in the wiki description, and because it kind of generalizes it, as well as the teacher also writing on the paper that he'll shoot his eye out if he gets the BB gun. But a C plus is. It's not great, but he still passed. Like a poor grade would be like a C minus or a D or an F. But C plus, that's like upper upper 70s. But maybe the grading system was different back then. But nevertheless, so he gets that grade back for the BB gun, shoot his eye out, stuff like that. And eventually, on Christmas Eve, Ralph heads to the department store. He sees Santa. Of course, they have the mall Santa, which this Santa has kid. It's like talks to them. Hey, what do you want for Christmas? And then sends them down on a slide. After they're done with him to hit the bottom. Which it's too bad none of the Santa visits I ever had a slide like that. At least not that I can think of. And also the thing is, maybe it's because I was a lot younger and my memory of those times kind of shot. I don't remember seeing Santa all that often, and doing the whole what you want for Christmas type thing with with the Santa impersonator at the mod. I don't think I had too many of those. I had a few, but I don't think I had a whole lot of those. And if I did, it was when I was much younger. But Alfie tells Santa what he wants. At first, he accidentally he chokes a little bit. He just agrees to a football because the Santa's trying to hurry him along because the mall is trying to close. Now he's presented as kind of not an antagonist, but kind of a bad guy for rushing these kids along. But at the same time, he's closing, and there's still a line full of kids, and he's working late. All I'm saying is, I can kind of relate. I was never a Santa impersonator, obviously, or mall Santa or anything, but working well past when you're supposed to, I can kind of relate. That kind of sucks. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But Ralphie, he then, and as he's being sent to the slide, comes back up and tells the Santa what he really wants. And sure enough, the Santa also says, "You'll shoot your eye out," and sends him on his way down the slide. He pushed him foot first down the slide. So Ralph feels pretty upset about being constantly rejected. But sure enough, Christmas comes the next day. He gets the present, and he thinks it's all the presents. But his dad had points to one last present in the corner, hidden behind a desk, and sure enough, it is his rifle. So he got the air rifle after all. Ralphie is excited. He goes out to try it out, and sure enough, he shoots his eye out. He almost does. As He steps up the metal target. It shoots at it. It ricochets off, and it hits him right in the face. Knocks his glasses off. Gives him a little cut under the eye. Admittedly, it hit. I'm sure it hurt, but it wasn't that big a cut. But then, and he accidentally steps on his glasses that he dropped in the interim. Instead, Ralphie lies, is saying that an icicle fell and hit him in the eye, and he essentially gets away with it because obviously, if his mom found out her fear came true of him shooting his eye out, then yeah, that would put an end to the BB gun. But sure enough, he goes to sleep that night, a gun by his side, and narrator Ralphie tells that is the best Christmas present he ever received or would receive, which I'll get into more. Actually, I'll get into it more when we do the likes versus dislikes. But now for the kind of quote unquote side stuff. So first, there's Ralphie's father, or who is referred to as the old man, and he's battling with the furnace as almost the whole time. Admittedly, my parents would sometimes fight with the furnace or like the heater and everything growing up, but he does swear quite a bit. Pay attention to that because we'll get back to that later on. And like I said, all these kind of take place interloping within the main story. So Ralphie's two friends, Flick and Schwartz, are arguing whether a tongue will stick to a metal pole. Also, so Flick is dared, or he's triple dog dared, to put his tongue on the flagpole, and sure enough, the tongue sticks. So he has to be pulled off it by the fire department. Their teacher, Miss Shields, kind of tells off the class, saying she doesn't know for sure who did it because Flick obviously isn't telling her, and he probably couldn't even if he wanted to because his tongue is like very much bandaged. But she pretty much tells them to hold on to that guilt. Essentially, it kind of comes off as a non-punishment, but she says whoever put. She does try to get them to confess as who put Flick up to it to put his tongue on the flagpole. Well, but eventually she just kind of lets them out, telling them that whoever did it just live with that guilt. Essentially, he technically Flick did it to himself because he's the one who accepted it. The dare. Now, granted, they're kids, and triple dog dare was kind of a big deal for me growing up, but at the same time, I was kind of a wuss growing up. So if it's a dare, I don't care if it was a quadruple dog dare. I wasn't doing it. But that's just me. So Flick's the one who accepted there. Now, technically, it is kind of on Schwartz to he's the one who ultimately dares him, but Flick is the one who accepted it and went through with it. Next up, Ralph's dad wins a major award, and that award is a lamp, wearing a fishnet stocking, so it's a very, very sexy lamp, but Ralphie's mom doesn't like it, and so ensues the Battle of the Lamp, the ultimate battle. Well, move out of the way. Hey, Dave vs. Goliath, we got the Battle of the Lamp here, and eventually Ralphie's mom, she's like embarrassed by the lamp. The whole neighborhood is seeing it, and it's a pretty bright lamp. That lamp is somewhere. Like, they have the prop of the lamp somewhere. Like somebody, I remember somebody famous, or maybe it's just somebody in general, like bought the lamp not too long ago. I think I remember seeing it like in the news. I forgot exactly who though, but yeah. So one day, Ralphie's mom accidentally he breaks the lamp, and so Ralphie's dad is forced to bury the lamp. So there's that. Next up, Ralphie he waits for the mail every day so he can get a secret decoder ring, which he won in the contest That's by drinking Ovaltine and watching the Little Orphan Annie show. He gets the ring. He finally decodes the message, and he finds that the message it says, "Be sure to drink your Ovaltine," which is pretty much a glorified ad. Now, wasn't now obviously I'm kind of quote unquote new school. I was born in 2000, so I wasn't sure what Ovaltine is. And it looks like it was a brand of milk flavoring product, at least according to its separate wiki article. So pretty similar to like Nesquik, essentially. So there's that. But when you're a kid, you think something like that is special just for it to be a glorified ad. And that's happened to me a couple times as well. But next up, you remember her? I told you keep in mind the swearing, and he was trying to help his dad repair the tire that got the flat after picking up the Christmas tree. They picked up a nice big Christmas tree. And he accidentally lets one slip, and his dad gets upset and tells his mom, so he's forced to eat soap because of it, or at least just hold it in his mouth. And his mom asks him where he heard it, and instead of blaming his dad for it, he blames him Schwartz, and Schwartz he gets annihilated essentially. If you know, you know. But he then later on that night has fantasy about him becoming blind from soap poisoning. Now, I tried looking if you can actually become blind by soap poisoning via mouth. You can go blind from it going in your eye. Also with the swearing thing, I'm surprised Ralphie's mom didn't suspect Ralphie's dad had, especially him fighting with the furnace almost every day. Admittedly, that kind of happened when I was younger as well. Where I accidentally slipped up and said some naughty words when I was a kid, because obviously I didn't know any better, and everybody immediately suspected it was my dad, because as my dad kind of curses like a sailor, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do as well. Not as much here on the channel, although it's slipped out a few times, but yeah, I'm surprised Ralphie's mom didn't suspect Ralphie's dad, but nevertheless. As next up, Ralphie and his friend, including his younger brother Randy. Randy, kind of like the typical annoying younger brother. They battle some bullies, that being Scott Farkas and Grover Dill. They're pretty much tormented by them almost every day, until one day Ralphie eventually snaps, pretty much goes full on Wolverine mode. Too bad Ralphie didn't unleash a berserker barrage, but he did unleash a barrage of fit his beating down Farkas, unleashing a whole lot of swears. And the thing is, the swears are kind of they're kind of put in the form of gibberish here, but they kind of, with them implying that they said like the actual words. But his mom comes to get him. Randy goes and gets their mom, brings him home, and his mom kind of calms Ralphie down, and she doesn't rat him out. Both Ralphie and Randy think, oh man, Ralphie already got in trouble for swearing the other day. Hey, now he's in big trouble. But she comes through, and she prevents the fight. And Ralphie essentially gets to stand up to his bully, and Farkas even busted open from the nose for that. But then next up, Ralphie gets a gift from his Aunt Clara, which is a pink bunny suit. Wrong holiday, Aunt Clara. And Ralphie doesn't want to wear it. His mom forces him to wear it, and sure enough, it's pretty funny. And but his dad kind of bails him out. So both his mom and his dad have bailed him out at this point. Pretty much allowing Ralphie to take it off because it looks ridiculous. It looks like a pink nightmare. But under condition, Ralph only has to wear it when Aunt Clara comes to visit, which we actually don't see in the movie. And the last little mini story, and this is actually how it ends off. of Ralphie and his family have some neighbors. There's that being the Bumpus family. And they have a bunch of dogs that constantly go after Ralphie's dad. At had every day, but one day, but eventually on Christmas, as I imagine, it was probably because Ralphie accidentally left the door open after he came in after shooting his eye out. The dogs come in and pretty much wreck shop. They tear down everything. They eat the turkey. All the dogs come in, so they're forced to go to a Chinese restaurant to eat, which it's funnily enough that actually happened. We actually ate Chinese for Christmas this year as well. But they go to eat at the Chinese restaurant, and they get to enjoy a Chinese turkey. That being turkey with the head still cut on. So the owner just cuts that off right in front of them. So so that is the mini stories, and like I said, they're wrapped up into the major story. All right, so that is the movie, at least the plot of the movie. So starting with what I liked about the movie, this movie is just a lot of fun. Honestly, like all the little moments wrapped up into one. It's fun. It's funny in a lot of regards, but it also gives you that feeling of nostalgia, because I'm sure most, if not all of you, have been there. That one gift that you really, really wanted for Christmas growing up, and you begged and pleaded with your parents and for it. And the catharsis of when they got you that gift was just it's like when you begged and pleaded for something for so long, like Mom, Dad, hey, can I please have this for Christmas? I promise I'll do all my homework. I'll pay attention in class. I'll get all straight A's just for that one particular Christmas gift. I'll be good all year. I'll take care of my younger sibling or what have you. And they actually do get you that gift. It's awesome, man. Like it's absolutely awesome. It kind of takes you back to that kind of yesteryear in a way. And otherwise other aspects of it, the Parker family, that's obviously Ralphie's family. It definitely feels like your average American family. Now this is around like Great Depression era, but this is when the Great Depression was wrapping up by the next year, or we'd be full on into World War II, and thus the Great Depression would slowly phase out and everything. But so essentially your typical American family, and you definitely see that throughout, and just moments of Ralphie and his friends being kids, getting up to their mischief, having different types of experiences and everything. It definitely feels Christmassy, but also feels very nostalgic. It's one of those that holds that place in your heart, or through the use of Ralphie and his experience. It's not supposed to be a super serious like coming of age movie per se, but it's more so definitely the feeling of kids essentially being kid. It's like wanting stuff for Christmas, getting into mischief, standing up to their bully, which I guess is kind of the coming of age in that regard. But stuff like that is what really resonates with me when it comes to this movie, and I imagine probably resonates with a lot of other people. Well, it's one of the things that really tethers you to who this movie. You relate to the characters. You relate to Ralphie and his experiences. You relate when you get older. You relate to the parents wanting to really give Ralphie that very special gift for Christmas. And Ralphie's father even admits, like, hey, I had a gift like that growing up as well. A rifle like that growing up. So, so all those experiences really he makes Ralphie relatable. He's not always this perfect angel goody two shoes. He gets up to his fair share of mischief, and it's one of those things where the inner kid, where the adult you, where the adult you, but also your inner kid, they converge in a way, and they both relate to the movie in different ways. Like as a kid, you're like, oh yeah, yeah, cool. Or it's like, hey, he got what he wants for Christmas. It's like just like this thing I want for Christmas. But as you're adult, hell, you're like, yeah, man, I remember those days. Like really wanting something for Christmas. So, oh yeah, so there's plenty of things that will keep you laughing and keep the movie going. And it's technically, I don't know if an hour and a half is really considered short, or maybe it's because I've been spoiled by like the Marvel movies and stuff like that. But an hour and a half is kind of borders on it. But it doesn't feel too short or anything. It definitely feels like it's paced really well. Let's just say pretty fun movie, all things considered. In terms of what I didn't quite some what's the best way to describe it? It's some stuff in the plot where you're kind of just like, okay, Now you kind of get the sense, and so maybe I'm reading too much into this of kind of unreliable narrator or recounting this from memory, but also kind of also tying in the imagination of a kid. So you kind of get hit those in that regard, but. But some stuff that I kind of take. I don't necessarily want to say. I don't know where I'm going with this, so I'm just gonna drop it. Really awesome movie. Definitely recommend checking it out. But nevertheless, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on post notifications. So you know every time I upload a video, so you can see as soon as it drops. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the movie, my review of the movie. Do you like the movie? Do you like my review of the movie? Let me know. Thank you all so much for watching. Wishing you all a very safe and productive Happy New Year. Or if you're going out tonight, please be safe. And enjoy the last of 2024, and even if your 2024 didn't always go as planned, and I know mine definitely didn't in a lot of regards, here's hoping 2025 goes even better. But I'll have a New Year's kind of video as I normally do, so that'll be out tomorrow, obviously. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. It'll kind of serve as like an update video in a way as well, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys next year. Peace.